I've been thinking recently about parents in Romeo and Juliet. Specifically, where are they? Well, let's take our two protagonists, Romeo and Juliet. Romeo's parents are Lord and Lady Montague. And of course, Juliet's parents are Lord and Lady Capulet. Now, we'll start with Romeo. When do we see his parents? Well, right at the start, they make the comment about his low mood and the way that he's walking around in this real depression after being dumped, essentially, by Rosaline. We really do not see them again in the play until the very end, and it's only at the very end that we discover that Lady Montague has died and that Lord Montague is willing to bury the strife between the two families because, of course, he's lost his child. Pivot over for a second to Juliet, Lord and Lady Capulet. Now, they are much more present in the play, but they don't really parent Juliet. In fact, both of them are quite forceful in their attitudes, particularly towards who she is supposed to marry. They want her to marry Paris, and they push that on her and push that on her. Now, in the absence of Lord and Lady Montague, Lord and Lady Capulet, who fills the gap? And the answer to that question is none other than the nurse for Juliet and the friar for Romeo. The problem is with these two acting as almost surrogate or replacement parents, they push onto Romeo and Juliet their own desires and their own intentions, specifically to marry. You see, the nurse, probably the kind of individual who hasn't had the most fulfilling of romantic lives. Is there a chance that she's trying to live her life through Juliet? I think there is. Specifically also the friar. Remember, this is a priest, someone who would have been separate from the world of romance. Nonetheless, he pushes Romeo into this marriage. Both of them think it's a good idea, but we know for a fact that it's a very bad idea because ultimately it's what results in the deaths of these two characters. So in your next essay, Romeo and Juliet Focus, why don't you bring in some interesting analysis of the parents, specifically their absence. Follow me for more English content just like this.